Hey.
You look so beautiful.
Oh, thank you. You do too.
Thanks.
How are you?
I'm all right.
I think, did I hit record? Okay, we are recording, so we are live. Ah, we're all like edited, so it won't be all crazy.
Okay.
But I was doing like little intros before you came on.
Yeah. Are you gonna do your live?
Yes, I'll do that real fast, and then and we got a special guest, a second special guest. Um,
Yeah.
oh, this is the Tender Love and Melissa podcast. This is going to be aired this Friday with Jay Eastland is our special guest. This week we're talking about love. In the future, she will come back to talk about being a dancer and how to be a successful dancer or pursuant
Yeah.
in the future. But today we're talking about love. And we were supposed to air this on Valentine's Day. If you'd like to introduce yourself, tell everyone about yourself or anything
Oh
special.
goodness. I'm Melissa's dance teacher from when she was really little. My name's Jay, and I have been a choreographer for most of my life. Um, and then as I became an adult, I started teaching classes on my own and choreographing on my own in Las Vegas, which is where I met Melissa. And I was a single mom of three for a really long time. So tapping into love was pretty difficult dating as a single mom. It was interesting. I think you were there for some of it, right?
Yeah, scandalous. Yes.
Um, and dating in Vegas is probably one of the worst cities. You think New York is bad. Vegas is really bad. I think it's actually, I read an article that it is the top place of like worst places to date.
Are you serious, Vegas?
Yeah, it is. And I think it's just because, well, it's because of a lot of things, but a lot of people go there to hook up, right? And so they get on their apps, their dating apps, and then they get matched to people who are actually in Vegas when they're just there for a couple of days or cheating on their wives or whatever.
That's so crazy. That's funny that you say that because I met someone from San Francisco who was asking why is the dating scene in Vegas so wrecked? And I thought he was just being hard on the Vegas dating scene, but if there's statistics,
Yeah, there's like actual statistics, which is pretty sad.
because
So,
I was trying to like see the bright side. I was like, oh, maybe like people in California are just more attractive and that's what you're used to, but maybe it's just Vegas. Oh no, my light. Maybe
it's a
Vegas is just like a mess.
yeah. It's Sin City, right?
And that's the thing, a lot of people ask me why I didn't have kids young, and it's like all the people I dated in Vegas when I was young couldn't read. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. I
Like,
think that there's just a lot of like, I don't know, interesting people there.
yeah.
People who are just there for the hookup.
Yeah, the forever party, and it's just ruined our like entire culture
Yeah,
of the
for sure. That
society.
social media. So, are you good? Do you need to fix it?
I think I am. I'm about to just let it drop. Because I didn't really connect it to the tripod the way I'm supposed to. Oh wait, that works. I can just
There you go.
put it there. Yeah, that's fine. Sorry. I'm so
Oh,
sorry. Oh,
you're okay.
it's like ruining the balance. You know what? I'm gonna just throw it here. There we go. Okay, perfect.
Don't look her.
I miss you so much.
Ooh,
Oh my goodness.
here, just off topic, you can cut this out, but I will be up there for Ashton's show on April 24th or 5th, whatever that Friday is. So I'll keep you posted if you want to go because I'm just going up there myself. So
Oh, I would love to. Oh my gosh. Girls' night.
yeah, for sure.
Performance and girls' night. No.
Yeah, so I'll make sure to let you know when I'm coming.
Yay! Oh my gosh, yes, let me know. Yeah. And so besides Vegas being the worst in dating, is there any like what is it do you think what do you think the root is? Is it like is it the men? Is it the internet? Is it Vegas, the environment? Because New York, it's for every guy, there's like 10 girls.
Right.
It's like a different bad in New York.
Well, I think everywhere in general, like when I started dating, I was like young 30s, divorced around that time with 3 kids. So it didn't look good for me. I'd slim pickings already. So it's already difficult. But um, the guys were the internet, like the dating scene, as far as like, even if I'm like not on a dating website, right? But a guy that I happen to meet at a grocery store or a dog park or something like that is we meet and we connect. He might be on a dating website. And so his options, he could be dating 3 other people and me. So it doesn't necessarily mean that both of us are on dating websites. It just means that like that's out there and it's destroyed people being like, oh wow, I found my one in a million, or I found somebody that I'm really interested in because they've got 2 other people they're talking to from a site they met.
Yeah, that was the other thing is I met someone that I genuinely liked at one point and went on a date with, and he was like, "Oh yeah, I'm seeing like 4 other girls." Like he was like, "I could just have you in rotation." I was like, and I get he was from England, so maybe that was like a cultural thing, but I was like, "That's not my cultural thing. You can keep that." And I
Like
never saw him again.
they're-
Yeah, I was like, "Where does this come from?" And he just said it with like no remorse, like doesn't feel anything, like doesn't it's like, "Oh, it's fine." Like,
yeah, and as soon as they see that you're like, oh wow, this is actually like, I really like you, we're having a good time, and then you're like, oh okay, well, I just want to make sure that I experience this a lot, is like I'd be like, oh okay, well, we've gone out for like a month and it's going well. And so I'm gonna hop off the dating sites. I'm just gonna focus on you because like we have this connection and there's attraction there, and you can tell that it's gonna lead to other places. And so you go to just approach them and ask them like, hey, I just want to make sure that we're on the same page, right? And they're just like, oh well, why do you have to label it? Like you get that right away.
yeah,
Why?
I've had that my entire life. I don't know what that even means. I still don't know what that means. "Oh, we're nothing." Then why am I having dinner with you?
Because they want to have their cake and eat it too,
Oh,
obviously. you
what?
know
Like, why are you meeting my family? What are you like what?
Yeah. And see, I had to be very careful with that because I didn't want the boys to just meet some random. So that was like an important thing for me right off the bat. Like, I'm not here to play games or hook up. I'm here to actually like establish something because I have children. And so if we're going to continue what we have going on here, you're obviously eventually going to have to meet them or whatever. Or if we go somewhere where the boys are going to be there as well, I don't want it to just be like, oh, we're leaving the boys out because of the fact that you don't want to be anything other than this, like in the middle
Weird.
where we are, this weird, like gray space.
Yeah, and it's like I also I hate I remember growing up like I hate the like single mom shaming.
Yeah.
Like at the grocery store, I remember people would like we would be I don't know, I'd be in the grocery cart being pushed or something. And I don't know, maybe Heidi would be running around the cart or something, and I would always overhear like men making comments like, "Oh, you got your hands full," or like weird like I'm just like, what does that even mean? Like she had kids
Right.
and you probably have kids too? Like what is that like
It's so
you're
different. A guy though, if a guy has kids, it's completely different. And I think it's just
yeah, what's that about?
it's because women are supposed to take care of their children,
And it's
right?
like he's single or not single. Yeah, he's also single with kids, but doesn't have them around so he can make the weird comments. Like, I don't go up to single dads and be like, whoa, where did. Like,
Right.
who left you? Like, what is that?
Small talk, bad conversations. I don't know.
Yeah, like it's just so mean. And I reflect on it and I'm like, people were just really mean to single
Yeah.
mothers in general.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Like what? Oh, sorry.
Oh, no, you're okay. Go ahead.
I was gonna say what like what how what is like a sign of a man not being all these terrible things? Like is there any like green flags that I could look out for? This turned into a therapy session for me, clearly. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, let me practice with you. No, I'm just kidding. That's another thing to know about me is I'm wrapping up my master's right now in clinical mental health counseling because
Are you serious?
you know that? Did I not tell you that?
I didn't know. I knew you were doing your master's. I didn't know it was clinical mental health.
Yeah. So everyone's always told me like you'd be good at it, you know. And when COVID hit, I was like, my dance program may not continue, you know, the schools, I don't know what's going to happen to the world, but mental health is obviously affected. Um and so I was like, you know what? I'm going to just go back to school and dive back in. So I went in for a second bachelor's in mental health counseling and then went right into my master's. So I'm about to start my practicum hours, which is like another year of work. But yeah. So I'll practice on you now. Just kidding. Um, so it's never too late to start a new career. You know, it's never too late to just be something completely random. So just so you know that there's always hope for
You know,
just
it's
like,
you know, it's crazy. I just applied to do a master's in theology. So
yay, good.
talk
No,
about random things. And I am trying to apply to go back for dance too, but it was hard. It's hard, you know.
it is because you're competing with 18-year-olds now.
Well, that and well, the master the and I was looking at NYU's like special master's program and it was weird and there was like 50 of us on the line and they're like, we only pick four of you. And I was like, okay, there's
Yeah,
four of us. And then I probably could have found a way to like manipulate and make it work because I could have said, I got a dance grant and this story. And I had enough stories, but I was like, I'm competing against like 50 people on
yeah,
the Zoom. Not a lot, not that I've seen.
yeah. Not where you can actually get in front of them and like show off what you have and know.
Or anything, yeah. So I was like, this is sucks because they picked four people. One was like dancing about water, one was doing like hip hop, like something, and one was doing poetry with the flowers and plants. And they
Wow,
were all great, but I was like, how do I like, and
stand
then
out.
yeah, how do you stand out of like 200 people? I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah. Well, good. I'm glad that you're trying to just expand your knowledge. I feel
Yeah,
like
I
you're
love that you went back to school. Sorry.
yeah. No, it's okay. I'm like I just feel like you always have to as artists, like I feel like we're always trying to grasp more, you know, learn more, always trying to grow. So, it's good. Okay, so what did you ask me? You were asking me, oh, green flags. So, I think you have it right. Number 1 of like just being heavily involved with faith. I feel like being a single mom and I was going through like I've always been a huge believer and just faith has been important to me. I was raised Christian, but I feel like when you get really busy with life, you just kind of like he's there and he's got your back, but you're just not invested and like really trying to sync your soul with what God has and plant, and in store for you basically. I wish I would have leaned into him more. And so that's like number one. Like you're doing great as far as that's concerned because I feel like there is a person there for you and he's going to bring you in that direction. I wish I would have trusted him more to not just go out in my own worldly ways and be like, I'm going to try to find someone. However, if I didn't do that, then I probably wouldn't have the boys. You know what I mean? I would have met somebody else and they would be totally different and I wouldn't trade them for anything. So it works out the way that it's supposed to. But I feel like faith should be number one because it's a deal breaker, right? Faith and values and beliefs and stuff like that. Um, I watch Love is Blind and there's a girl on there right now that I can't remember her name, Lauren or something like that. She has a lesbian sister, and sister's values are very important to her. More important, I feel like, than her own values. And so she meets this guy who's totally into her, and he's gorgeous and she's gorgeous, and he goes to church every Sunday. And he has gay friends, which is amazing, and they all go to the same church. So like he's like, I share the same values with you, but like she's like, well, I don't think I could go to church every week. Like some of the things he was saying, he just kept saying man and woman and man and woman, and I just think there needs to be more equality. And like, okay, like in my mind, they're like standing at the altar. I think there's another episode on Friday where they're gonna make their decision to be together, and I'm like, if you don't do it now, it's gonna end in divorce. you know because you can just see he's trying to be nice. He's trying to just be like, okay, well, I can agree to disagree with you. And she's more like, I need you to agree with me. And he's heavy into faith and still shares the same values as her. But you can see that there's just like a hard no on her end as far as even going to church with him. So, just as an example there, the alignment's there, but you both have to be invested in the same values and beliefs. So the fact that, you're starting there, it's so good. So stick.
It sucks because my crush like has belief, and it's like I'm like trying to catch up. It's
There's
all
no up. I feel like, we're all sinners in our own way. And like,
that's true.
you know, you have to be unapologetically you. God's going to love you no matter what. It's wrong for the guy to not accept you if you're not in the same place religiously as him, because you're finding your own faith and your own
Yeah.
like system of values and stuff like that within your religion. So I don't know, just stick true to who you are, um, because there's just a lot of just sketchy guys out there. They're just,
Yeah, that's the other thing too, is like I thought about it after like my family when we left church for elementary school because I went to like a church preschool. I thought like my mom trusted someone in the neighborhood that was like building houses, and he ended up being a total creep. Like there's just so much like, and it's like as soon as we left like church, like the creeps come out. They are
yeah.
just like I looked back on like my life, whatever. Like I was doing a little review checklist, and I was like, why did all the freaks come out after church? Like during church, I had a cute little church boyfriend. He used to like give me little gifts. We couldn't talk, but
Yeah, it's true. I mean, I feel like the devil's always there just trying to sneak in, and not just like in between like what you have going on or what you want, but in other people, you know what I mean? And they're maybe they were raised religiously, and that there's something in them that steered them away or something like that. And so they're just living a life of sin. They're going through every girl they can, right? And that's one thing like I've tried to teach my boys is like, I don't want you to be the typical man that's out there right now. um Respect women, respect their hearts. And if no one wants to hurt a girl, but don't lead someone on, don't try to play five different girls at the same time. So all three of them have steady relationships right now. I may not like who they're with. um that's just because I'm their mom and I love them and I raised them right, but they're not out there trying to hurt people. um even Brian, I God love him. I'm glad that I found a guy in my 40s that shares the same values as me, but we've been together almost 8 years. It took us a long time to get there, and he didn't want to lock in with me right away. In fact, he told me that I was like pressuring him, and I'm like, it's been a few months, and we were having relations, and I didn't want to be like, ew, we're like swapping,
yeah, it's gross. I was
Yeah.
trying to explain that to someone in the music industry. They were like, let's share. And I was like, no, let's not.
Not every, some people are built that way. They just shut something off. But for me, I was like, I need to know because I don't want to, my body is my temple and I don't want you to ruin it with something. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I don't have it. There's not enough test results. There's not enough test results to clear out whatever is whatever we're sharing.
yeah, I say that before. Yeah. So the ongoing joke between him and I, well, more more so for him, was like, you backed me into a corner. I'm like, I didn't back you into a corner. I just was like, whoever you're seeing, it needs to stop. Like, we've crossed this line. I think it was like right after we started being intimate that I was like, okay, like, I need to know that you're going to be in with me, you know. And even if it doesn't work out 6 months from now, 3 months from now, a year from now, whatever, like, I just need, you need to just focus on me. I need to just focus on you, you know. So I think it's really difficult for people to be like, oh, but you're asking me to give up, you know, playing the field, or what if I meet somebody else, or
I'm like, keep them, keep them.
yeah.
Ew.
Yeah, so it's just, I really feel, I was in church the other day, and our pastor, he said, um, there's a there's like a survey that went out, and they were asking the public, America, like, what is the thing that you just like hate the most about America? And, you know, you would think that it'd be like, you know, Trump or politics, or, you know, Biden or whatever, whoever you're against or for, or, you know, things like that. Ironically, it was only like 35% of people said like political stuff. 65% of Americans said that the thing that they hate most is other Americans. They hate people. And
That
so,
is so heartbreaking.
other, and if you think about it, like, you see the way that people talk to each other, the posts that they make. If you were, you know, taking your podcast onto, like, say, YouTube, right? And then you're opening it up to all this hate, right? You've got people who love you, but all you're seeing is hate, 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 hate. It really is true. And they said that it started, like, they do the survey every year, started in 2013, and they're trying to wrap their brains around like what happened in 2013. If you think about it, right between like 2008 and 2012 is when social media started. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, all these hateful outlets.
In
Now,
2013, there was lots of shootings. All the shootings started erupting, and then like all the fight algorithms.
and it's because, like, I can see into your life now and you can see into mine. And so if I didn't like you to begin with, if I was some psycho, I don't mean you, I mean the rhetorical you. But if the rhetorical person I really didn't like, and then they're having this great life, and I'm a psycho, well, there you go. You know what I mean? People are just tearing each other down and just being so hateful, or, you know, all this violence is happening because they can see it, you know. So I don't know. It's just such a sad place. So finding people that are just like on your same page and your same level is difficult, but getting into a good community is important. So I know you've been trying to find like really good, you know, church communities and stuff like that, but it's so hard to date. Like, I feel so bad for this generation.
It's a
Yeah,
nightmare.
yeah.
It's a nightmare. But I know yeah, I'm just like I'm holding out. I'm like I
It's
don't
hard.
know.
Like, you want to share your life with someone, and you want to travel and come home and just know that that person's there and they have your back when you're having a bad day, you know? Um,
Again, feel safe and not feel that they're just gonna get up and go to the grocery store and meet up with someone from Snapchat.
I know. Well, and that can happen anywhere, you know, it's unfortunate, you
I'm like,
know.
we all have to delete when we get married. We're deleting every app.
And some people do. So, something that I notice here in the South versus being in Vegas is, like, if my neighbor wants me to take out his dog, he will text me, my husband, and his wife in a group chat and say, "Hey, are you guys home?" And I'm like, "Oh, yeah, I am." And he's like, "Hey, can you go?" So he'll never text me personally one on one.
I
And
love that.
notice that a lot about the South. Like, they just have respect for, like, I'm not going to text another male. I'm going to include his wife and his, you know. And I've seen that too, just even with adding, like, his wife has added me on social media, but he doesn't, and it's appropriate, you know. And she's not friends with my husband either. So, and it's not just her, I'm just using them as an example. Just like my Bible study, same thing, all the wives are friends on social media, the men stay out of it. So I think it's appropriate, and I think that's old values, you know, that are brought into the new age world, this new like social media world. Like we shouldn't have guys in our phone or girls in our phone that would be a temptress, you know.
Yeah, and access. Yeah, and that's yeah, 100%. One of the reasons I'm getting a new number. Not now, but soon, eventually.
Well, and that's okay. I mean, you wouldn't even have to get a new number. You just have to block out anybody. I mean, and you, even Brian and I, as long as we've been together, he may get a text message or an Instagram, you know, drop in from a girl, and he has to block her. He
Yeah, I
has
need
to
to just
delete her.
block.
Just like, and same thing with your Apple phone. You can block people. So he's very open with me to be like, oh, hey, I got this text today and it said, hey, how are you? I don't know. It's from an unknown number. It could be anything. It could be spam, or it could be someone from his past. So, and vice versa, you know, if I get anything where, you
That's
know,
why I get freaked out. I just like don't want to be like having a great time with my boo and then be like, "Whoa, who's this weird? Let me look up this area code."
right. Well, and that's the thing is, you know, if you have trust within each other, you know, having each other's passwords, having open availability, it's not like I need to go and pick up his phone and go through it. But he's not hiding it either. He's not keeping it over to the side. I think that's like really, really important, is that you should know each other's stuff to where
Yeah.
I like, hey, can you grab my phone and open it and go into Instagram and look in my messages under so and so, because Melissa and I had a meeting and I don't remember what time, and I feel 100% okay with him going through my phone. If you don't feel 100% okay, you're doing something wrong.
Yeah,
Yeah.
period. I love that. Yeah. Yeah, at least being able to leave it unlocked and like
Yeah. Where you just have that trust. And like I said, it's not even about like, ooh, it's totally different if someone's being possessive to where they're like, I want to see where you've been. Let me see. I want to know where. That's totally different than just being like, oh, it's out there. Like you can look at my stuff, or hey, I got this message today from an ex-boyfriend. I just wanted you to see it. I didn't respond. I deleted it. You know,
I was gonna say, how do you feel about like location on? Is that's too much, you think? Doing like look, or is that like or like or it's fine. It's just like it just depends, I guess, on the per person or per
yeah. I feel like it's appropriate. It's just like leaving your passwords open. Again, unless you have someone that's super possessive and weird, you shouldn't be with them anyways.
yeah.
Right. If they're being that possessive, it's slightly abusive. You need to get the hell out of there. Quick, run, you know. But I mean, if you're sharing your location with someone and you're just sharing that, um it's part of being intimate. It's an intimate thing to be like, hey, I want you to know where I am. What if you were walking down the streets in New York and somebody grabbed you, but they know, you know, someone who's looking for you can find you on location. Your man's looking for you, he can find you on that location. Or, you know, if the trust is there and the commitment's there, it shouldn't be a scary thing, you know.
Yeah, I feel like it'd be cool to have it on to like then they can't question why is she at Whole Foods? You know I'm at Whole Foods right now. Like
Or maybe they just want to surprise you and they're like, oh, where's she at? Oh, okay, she's right around the corner. So I know she's going to be home. I'm going to go meet her at her door with some flowers or whatever. You know what I
oh,
mean?
that's so cute.
I mean, but but
I
like
haven't dated someone that cute before, so I would.
romance is still there. It really is. It's just find a guy who has a good relationship with his mother, because if he does, he's a whole different person.
That's how I feel with my crush, but I feel like he's so obsessed with his mother that he doesn't talk to me, and that is like our problem.
No, no, it's a good thing. He's probably just, you know, you got to break away from your mom too at some point, you know. But if he treats his mom good, you know, he's going to treat you good, you know. So,
But like on set, this guy was like perfect, was so kind. I was in love. I don't know. I'm still like starstruck, and it was a year ago. Like,
so how do you keep up with him? Like, do you just follow him on social?
yeah, I just stalk him on social media. Yeah. Wait, I used to follow him and then I blocked him and then refollowed him. But it was more of like, I'm just too obsessed. I'm blocking you to like block because I have too many feelings, and if I keep staring at your page, oh no, I don't want to run out of time. No. We have 10 minutes left.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, you're good. You're good.
I have the whatever meeting 40-minute thing, whatever
Yeah,
the thing is.
yeah. Well, that's good. It keeps you on a time limit. Otherwise, we talk for like 2 hours.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, and that was the thing. Like, I was so, I don't know, he was so kind, and I cried because I was like, I've never had a guy be this like kind to me, like just caring and attentive. And then yeah, loves his mom, like had everything I love in a person, and did deliverance all in one moment. And I was like, I don't know what to do with you. I was like in love, ballerina and football player. Like, I don't know,
Yeah,
like I don't know.
yeah.
And a
Well,
handyman, like I don't know. I was in love, but it's okay.
is he too far away from you to try to connect with?
You know what? At first I thought so, but he used to tease me and come in to New York all the time, like take selfies like in Chinatown. I'm like, you're not in China. Like, what brought you to Chinatown? You're not working today. Like, I don't know.
Right.
We're close enough. Like, it's far. I feel like we're too far, but then like we go to church together. I feel like his pastor wants us together.
Oh.
He said something like sweet, or he's been saying sweet things. I don't know,
Mhm. Well,
alluding to me being bad, which is like whatever.
well, I'm sure that if you spend some time with him, he'd probably see that that's not who you are, you know?
That's the thing. I do plan on one day after, like I'm doing Lent right now. After Lent, I wanna because it's Philly. I looked up how long it would take to get there. If I leave at like 8 a.m., I would get to service on time.
Yeah. Nice.
And I would pop out and say hi in person for the first time. But after, I want to like, just going deeper with like healing. And once I fix all my health problems, I'll pop out there and
Yeah.
like,
Say what's up.
yeah, because, well, and he's virtual, so I won't see my crush. So it's perfect. It's like, okay, I
Right.
don't have to worry that he'll be there, but I could meet his pastor and like, I don't know,
Yeah. What are you giving up for Lent?
just about everything. Oh my goodness. Alcohol, weed. Weed's
Okay.
gonna be hard. I mean, this was gonna be so hard. Alcohol, weed with St. Patrick's Day. I don't know. I'm trying my best. And then I was gonna try fasting for the 40 days, but I don't know.
Yeah, it's hard, especially when you're like working out or taking classes or, going to work or whatever, because your heart needs that fuel, And so for you to feel sluggish and stuff like that, I don't know. You should try just like maybe incorporating intermittent fasting. So that way it's like you're fasting 16 to 20 hours a day, but you're still having a block where you can eat,
Have a snack. Yeah, I think, yeah, that's probably way better.
just so you don't, keel over.
Yeah, I know. I was worried.
How
I was like, how
that
am I gonna do this? But I was like, God's got me. God will do it.
I have known people that I've done like 3-day fasts before where you just like load up on water and like nutrients and stuff like that and like drinks that have like powder that you can mix in with water so that way you're getting your electrolytes and stuff like that, like the IV. It did not help, girl. I was like, the beginning of day 3 I was like, oh my gosh, like I feel like I'm gonna pass out. So
Oh no. Okay, so then yeah, then maybe I'll add in like a midnight snack or something, or 16 hour, and then because yeah, the last set I was on, I got to be a body double for a serial killer, and I was in a high speed chase, and I was okay because I was still fasting, but I did snack on that set because I was like, there's no way you guys want me to move machinery and like.
yeah, you're like, I'm feeling lightheaded. Yeah.
Yeah, and now that I'm SAG, I'm like, I'm gonna eat all the snacks.
Yeah, I've got all this yummy stuff. Yeah. Yeah, definitely don't overdo it. But, that's good that you're committing to something. So that'll be cool.
And I'm gonna try to read the Bible 1 hour a day for Lent too. That's gonna be my
Good.
other thing. I'm trying to go all in for Lent, but we'll
Yeah,
see.
yeah, that's good. Do you have like the Holy Bible app?
I do. I also have the daily audio Bible app where they talk it to you.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you can totally do that. I have like Brian and I are doing read the Bible in a year.
Oh
And
my
so
gosh.
click on the bottom where it says plans, you can find like reading the Bible in a year type plans. And so that way you could read like a couple days and then that'll take up your hour, right? And if you're not reading it, you could at least like listen to it too, you know?
Yeah, I need to do that. Yeah, because we should do a Bible plan. I love the Bible plans.
Yeah, I can send it to you what we're on right now. I'm behind a couple of days, so
Yeah, put me on.
yeah, I'll send it to you.
That's how I'm on Duolingo. Sometimes I'll miss a day and I'm like, Duolingo, just break my freeze. I got onto Duolingo cause my crush. I changed my website cause my crush. Like he inspires me so much. I hate him.
Well, that's good. It's at least it's an inspiring in a good way, in a positive way, you know. So,
Yeah, I think so. We have 3 minutes left. Is there any last minute things you want to say or get off your heart? Or are you doing anything for Lent?
no, not necessarily. I'm just trying to be active and healthy and, you know, I'm turning 50 this year and we're going to Europe in 3 months for like a month trip, so it's going to be fun. So I'm trying to like get prepared for that, but that's it. Just trying to take care of myself, keep my heart healthy.
Oh my gosh, no way. You've been like 23 my whole life. I need your skincare.
And no Botox, right?
No, but are you serious?
Yeah, I think it's just I don't smoke, you know, I don't do like, yeah.
No smoking, dancing, God,
Yeah. So,
you're a chosen one. Ah,
all right. Well, thanks for having me on today.
thank you so much. And this will be on YouTube. Hopefully there is no hate. I don't think I have that many haters.
All right. If they do, they'll comment on what I said.
Oh yeah, I know, right? They'll be like, "Eh, this though." But I'm so glad I got to catch up with you, and I had such a great time.
Me too. I
Thank
love it.
you, thank you
I'll
for.
talk soon.
Yes, I'll talk to you soon. Thank you so much, and thank you for being on the Tender Love and Melissa podcast.
Yeah.
Our guest, Jay Eastland. We are signing off. Ciao. I don't know how to end.